It's fine, Mom. I'll start without you. She was in the kitchen, still on a work call. I'll be there in a bit, Ethan, she said, waving a hand without looking at me, a bit. That's what she always said. The box of ornaments sat open in front of me. The smell of pine filled the living room. I hung the first glass ball, then another, then another. The tree looked half alive and half forgotten, like me. Need help? My sister Evelyn asked, leaning on the door frame, phone in hand. You could grab the lights, I said. She smirked. I'm good. Mom wants white and gold this year. Don't mess it up like last time. I remember, I muttered. Last time you broke 3 ornaments. She rolled her eyes and walked off. I kept working. The house was quiet except for Mom's laughter drifting from the kitchen, bright, practiced, fake. Hours passed. The call ended. The sound of her heels clicked closer. Still decorating? She said, sounding surprised. I told you I'd start, I said. You said you'd help. I had to finish that campaign email. You understand? I do, I said, though I didn't. She walked around the tree, fixing the things I'd done. We'll need better photos this year. People loved last Christmas's post, I nodded. You mean the one with me cropped out? She froze for half a second, then smiled like she hadn't heard me. Evelyn, come down! We're taking pictures. Evelyn ran downstairs in her sparkly red dress. Finally, she said. Where's Dad? I asked. Garage, Mom said. He's fixing the lights. You know how he is? I did. He'd stay there till it was over. Mom straightened Evelyn's hair. Stand right here, honey. The light's perfect. What about me? I asked. Oh, you can stand beside the tree, just don't block it. I swallowed my words. The camera clicked. Mom's smile was radiant. Evelyn's looked rehearsed. I blinked when the flash hit. Let's get a few more, Mom said. Evelyn, hold the ornament. Yes, that one. Perfect. Love it. Want one with me and you, Mom? I asked quietly. She glanced at me. Maybe later. My makeup's not camera ready anymore. I looked down at my hands, sticky with sap. Right. After the photos, she left again, saying she had to upload them. Evelyn went to her room humming. I stayed with the tree. The lights blinked softly like they were breathing. Dad came in an hour later. Looks good, son, he said, barely glancing up from his phone. Thanks, I said. You finish all this alone? Yeah, he nodded, distracted. Proud of you for helping out. Then he left. I sat on the couch, staring at the tree. My phone buzzed. A notification. Grace Cole posted a new photo. I opened it. A perfect family Christmas. Mom and Evelyn smiling beside the tree I'd decorated. The caption read, just me and my daughter making memories. No mention of me. My stomach dropped. I scrolled through the comments. So beautiful. You're such an amazing mom. Evelyn looks just like you. I closed the app. My reflection stared back at me in the dark phone screen. For a second, I didn't recognize myself. I walked to the kitchen. Mom was humming, staring at her phone. Good photos? I asked. She jumped a little. Oh, yes. They're doing great online already. I saw. She smiled absently. People love seeing a happy family. I wasn't in any of them. She looked confused, like she didn't understand the question. You didn't want to be. I never said that. Well, she said, brushing her hair back. It's just a post, Ethan. Don't be so sensitive. I decorated the tree, I said quietly. I know. You did a good job. That's not the point, she sighed. Can we not make everything dramatic? It's Christmas, I wanted to yell. Instead, I just nodded. Sure, Mom, she smiled, relieved that I'd dropped it. See, that's better. Go get some sleep. Tomorrow's a big day. I turned off the lights and stood there in the dark. The tree glowed faintly, 1,000 tiny bulbs pretending to be stars. In the silence, I whispered to myself, guess I wasn't part of the memory. The words felt heavy in my mouth. I sat down, staring at the empty space beside the tree where I should have been. For the first time, it hit me. I didn't belong in her picture. I never really had. Mom, can we talk? She was at the dining table, scrolling through her phone. Make it quick, Ethan. I'm late for a meeting. It's about last night. The post. She didn't even look up. What about it? You didn't include me. Again. Her fingers kept moving. Oh, Ethan, it's just social media. Don't be so sensitive. It's not just social media, I said. You posted pictures of everyone but me. Do you realize how that looks? She sighed, finally setting her phone down. It looks fine. You're overthinking everything, like always. Evelyn walked in, holding her cereal bowl. Is this about the photos again? Yes, I said, she smirked. You looked mad in all of them. Mom said we should pick the best ones. You were not it, my jaw tightened. So I don't fit in the family aesthetic? Mom's voice sharpened. Watch your tone. I'm just asking. Dad appeared in the hallway, adjusting his tie. What's going on? Your son's upset about pictures, Mom said. I looked at him, waiting for something. Support, understanding, anything. He just sighed. Ethan, your mom's busy. Don't start drama over nothing. Nothing, I said. She erased me, Dad. He rubbed his temple. I don't have time for this. And just like that, he was gone. Evelyn giggled. You're so dramatic. It's a post, not a will. Do you even hear yourself? I asked. Do you hear yourself? She mocked, twirling her spoon. You act like the world revolves around you. Mom's phone buzzed again. She smiled at the screen. Look, the post already has over 2,000 likes. People are commenting nonstop. It's doing amazing, I wanted to scream. You care more about strangers online than your own son. That's not fair, she said. You know I love you, I laughed bitterly. You love the idea of me. Not me, her face hardened. Enough, Ethan, I won't let you ruin a good morning. I stared at her.
You already did. She picked up her coffee and walked off.
Evelyn followed, whispering something that made them both laugh. The house felt colder after they left. I sat at the table scrolling through the same post again. Perfect family. You're such a great mom. Your daughter is adorable. Every comment was a little knife. I kept scrolling until I saw one that said, Where's your son? Mom had replied, He's busy with college stuff. A lie. I was right there, hanging ornaments waiting for her. I locked my phone and put it face down. By evening, the anger turned into something heavier. I stayed in my room, lights off, laptop open but untouched. My chest felt hollow. I couldn't shake the thought that maybe I really didn't belong here. My phone buzzed again. Lila, I answered. Hey, you sound awful, she said softly. What happened? Same thing as always. Your mom? Yeah, she posted pictures. Pretended I wasn't there. Again? Again, I said. It's like I don't exist unless it benefits her image. Lila was quiet for a few seconds. That's awful, Ethan. I'm sorry. I swallowed hard. You know what the worst part is? Everyone believes her. Everyone thinks she's this perfect, loving mom. I feel crazy for seeing through it. You're not crazy, she said. I feel like a ghost in my own house. Like I could disappear and she'd still post smiling photos pretending everything's fine. Ethan. Her voice broke a little. You can't keep living like that. It's breaking you. I know, I said, but I don't know how to stop caring. You deserve better, she whispered. Yeah, I said. But deserving doesn't mean getting, she didn't answer. I could hear her breathing through the phone. Finally, she said, I wish I could help. You can't. Nobody can. I think my family's allergic to reality. She gave a small, sad laugh. You're stronger than you think. I looked at the dark window, seeing my reflection beside the tree lights outside. I don't feel strong. I just feel invisible. Then start by seeing yourself, she said, even if they don't. Her words lingered long after we hung up. I stared at the phone, then the empty hallway beyond my door. Somewhere downstairs, the laughter track from a sitcom echoed through the house. I whispered to myself, they're happy without me. The words stung because they were true. I lay back on my bed, staring at the ceiling. For the first time, I wondered if I'd ever been part of their picture, or if I was just the shadow they'd been cropping out for years. Ethan, wear something neutral. No hoodies? Mom called from the living room. What's going on? I asked. She looked up from her laptop. Holiday photo shoot. Marcus is coming at noon. I told you last week. You told me after you posted about it online, I said. Not directly, she waved it off. Same thing. Evelyn came downstairs in a glittery gold dress. Do I look good, Mom? Beautiful, she said. The camera will love you. I raised an eyebrow. And me? Mom glanced at my wrinkled shirt. Just try to look less tired. People notice things. I wanted to laugh but didn't. People. Or your followers? She didn't answer. When Marcus arrived, he was carrying too much equipment for one guy. Hi, Mrs. Cole, he said cheerfully. Where should I set up? Call me Grace, she said, smiling too wide. We'll shoot by the fireplace first. I nodded at him. Hey, I'm Ethan. He shook my hand. Nice to meet you, man. Mom clapped her hands. Okay, everyone. Let's make this look natural, like we're laughing and having fun. Evelyn giggled. But we're not. Pretend, Mom said through her teeth. We lined up by the tree. Marcus lifted the camera. Ready? 3, 2, wait, Mom said, turning to me. Ethan, maybe step to the side a little. You're blocking the light. I can move a bit left, I said. No, just out of the frame for now. We'll do one with you later. I froze. You're serious? She smiled like nothing was wrong. Don't look so offended. It's about balance, Evelyn whispered. It's about looks. Enough, Evelyn, Mom hissed. Then posed again, click, flash, laughter that wasn't real. I stood near the corner, pretending to check my phone while Marcus kept shooting. After a while, he looked at me. You want to get in one? Mom answered before I could. Maybe later. I need a few of just us girls first. My throat tightened. I thought it was a family shoot. She turned, still smiling for the next pose. You're part of the family, Ethan. Don't make this difficult. I didn't reply. Marcus shot hundreds of photos. Evelyn twirled. Mom adjusted her hair every few seconds. I stood in the background, invisible. When Marcus packed up, he said, Got some great shots. You all looked perfect. Thanks, Mom said. I'll tag you once I post them. I said goodbye quietly. He smiled at me, probably sensing the awkward air. After he left, Mom started reviewing photos on her tablet. These are amazing. Can I see? I asked. She turned the screen away. They're raw files. You wouldn't understand. I think I'd understand being erased, I said. Don't be dramatic. I stood there for 2 hours, Mom. Because you wanted to, she said sharply. You could have left any time. I stared at her. You asked me to stay. She looked back at the screen. Let's not fight. I'll post tonight. I went upstairs, gripping the railing so hard my knuckles turned white. Later that evening, the sound of her laughter drifted up again, soft, pleased, performative. I opened Instagram without thinking. Her post was already up. Family love, holiday vibes, sheer grateful photo after photo. Mom, Evelyn, the dog. Smiles so perfect they looked painted. No me, not even a shadow. I scrolled to the comments. You're such a beautiful family. Mother-daughter goals. You should model, Grace. I typed a message. Why didn't you include me? It showed seen. No reply. Minutes passed. Nothing. My chest burned. I sent another. You told me we'd do one together. Still nothing. I threw my phone on the bed, breathing hard. I didn't know if I wanted to cry or laugh. Downstairs, I heard her talking to someone on speaker. Yes, Marcus did great. I think we'll use one for my new campaign. Campaign. That's what it was. A brand moment, not a memory. I sat there in the dark, staring at my reflection in the phone screen. For the first time, I thought about leaving. Not just the room, not just the house, but everything. Maybe I'd finally see who I was when no one else was watching. Noah leaned against the hood of his car, smoke curling from the cigarette between his fingers. You look like hell, man, he said. Thanks, I muttered. Exactly what I needed to hear, he laughed softly. I'm serious, Ethan. You've got those eyes, the kind that stopped sleeping weeks ago. I'm fine. No, you're not. He flicked the ash away. You've been letting them write your story for too long. I frowned. What's that supposed to mean? It means you keep waiting for them to see you. They won't. Some people don't see what they don't want to. That's easy to say when it's not your family. He looked at me for a long second. Then make it not about family. Make it about you. The words stung. Maybe because they were true. I kicked a pebble across the driveway. I tried talking to her. She laughed it off. Then stop talking, he said. Show her. How? Live your life without her approval. I let out a shaky laugh. That's new territory for me. Then start exploring, he said, tossing the cigarette. You either stay angry forever or you walk away before it kills you. He wasn't wrong, but walking away sounded like betrayal. Even after everything, part of me still wanted her to love me. That night, I sat in my car outside the house, engine off, hands gripping the wheel. Through the window, I saw the golden light from the dining room. Laughter drifted out, the kind that used to include me. I took a deep breath and went inside. Dinner was already on the table. Mom's roast chicken, Evelyn's playlist playing softly in the background, Dad scrolling through his phone. "Hey," I said, sitting down. "Finally," Mom said. "We thought you weren't coming." "I was with Noah," I said. She smiled, distracted. "Oh, the one with the tattoos? Such a character." "Yeah," I said. "He gives better advice than most people." Evelyn giggled. "That explains a lot," I stared at her. "What's that supposed to mean?" "Nothing," she said, stabbing her fork into her salad. "You're just moody lately." Mom chimed in. "She's not wrong, Ethan. You've been difficult to be around." "Always serious, always picking fights?" "I'm not picking fights," I said. "I'm just tired of pretending everything's fine." Dad finally looked up. "Can we not do this at dinner?" "No, maybe we should," I said. My voice surprised even me. "Because apparently dinner is the only time anyone notices I exist," Mom sighed. "Here we go again." "Yeah, here we go again," I snapped. "You post pictures pretending we're perfect while you erase me from all of them. Do you have any idea what that feels like?" "It's just social media," she said, the same line, the same tone. "It's not," I said. "It's proof. Proof that I don't belong in my own family." "Ethan, calm down," Dad said. "Don't tell me to calm down," I said. "You've been calm for 20 years and look where it got us." He blinked, stunned. "Watch your mouth." Evelyn crossed her arms. "You sound jealous, you know that? Mom just wants nice pictures. It's not her fault you never smile." "I don't smile because I'm tired of being invisible," I said. My voice cracked, but I didn't stop. "I'm tired of everyone pretending I'm fine when I'm screaming inside." Mom laughed nervously. "Oh, Ethan, you're being dramatic again." "No, I'm being honest." "Don't raise your voice at your mother," Dad said. "I'm not raising my voice," I said, even though I was. "I'm finally talking, and you can't handle it." The air thickened. No one moved. Mom broke the silence. "Maybe you should go upstairs and cool off." "No," I said. "You don't get to dismiss me anymore." She stood, arms folded. "You think yelling will make us love you more?" I stood too. "No, I think silence already proved you don't." Her mouth opened, but no words came. Evelyn whispered, "You're ruining dinner." I looked around the table. Mom glaring, Dad shrinking, Evelyn smirking. My hands shook. "I'm not ruining dinner," I said. "I'm just done pretending this is one." And I walked out. Mom called after me. "Ethan, get back here right now." But I kept walking. I passed the living room, the photos on the wall, smiling faces that didn't include mine. I slammed the front door and stepped into the cold night air. The stars blurred above me. My breath came out ragged. My phone buzzed. A text from Aunt Clara. "Thinking of you tonight. You're stronger than you feel." I stared at her message for a long time. She didn't know what had just happened, but somehow she knew exactly what I needed. I texted back, "Thanks." I think I finally said what I had to. Her reply came fast. "Then you're already healing." I sat on the porch, feeling the silence for once. It wasn't empty. It was mine. Inside, I heard the muffled sound of dishes clinking and voices arguing. For the first time, I didn't feel guilty for walking away. I felt free. The moment I stepped inside Aunt Clara's house, I smelled cinnamon and warm bread. The air felt different, soft, safe. "Ethan?" she called from the kitchen. "Is that you?" "Yeah," I said, closing the door behind me. "Sorry for showing up unannounced." Her footsteps hurried across the tile. When she saw me, her eyes widened. "Oh, sweetheart." She didn't even ask, just wrapped me in a hug. I didn't realize how tense I was until that moment. "I didn't know where else to go," I whispered. "You came to the right place." She stepped back, studying my face. "You look exhausted. Sit, I'll make tea." "I don't want to bother you," she waved a hand. "You're family, not a bother." I sat at the small wooden table. Her kitchen was filled with old recipes, chipped mugs, and a soft hum of a radio playing some slow tune. It felt alive in a way home never did. She placed a cup in front of me. "So," she said gently, "tell me what happened." I stared at the steam rising from the cup. "It's Mom," I said. "She's been pretending I don't exist," Clara frowned. "Pretending?" "She posts photos, tells stories online, but I'm never in them. She acts like she only has one child, Evelyn. Even at dinner, she looks through me." "Oh, Ethan." Her voice broke a little. That woman's always cared too much about what others think. I know, I said, but it's worse now. Every time I try to talk to her, she laughs it off, like I'm the crazy one. Clara reached across the table and took my hand. You're not crazy. You're hurt. I swallowed hard. I told her how it feels. She didn't care. Dad told me to calm down. Evelyn called me jealous. Clara's eyes softened. And what do you think? I think they broke something in me, I said quietly. And I don't know how to fix it. She squeezed my hand. You can't fix people who don't think they're broken. The words hit deep. I stared at her. So what am I supposed to do? Just stop caring? No, she said. You can care without letting it destroy you. You can love them without shrinking for them. I've been shrinking my whole life. She smiled sadly. Then it's time to grow even if they don't clap for you. I felt my throat tighten. She doesn't even see me, Aunt Clara. Clara's gaze didn't waver. You can't make someone see you if they've chosen blindness. The words tore something open inside me. My chest ached, my eyes burned, and before I knew it, tears spilled down my face. I'm sorry, I said, wiping at them. I haven't cried in years. Don't be sorry, she said softly. It means you're still human. I leaned forward, my shoulders shaking. I tried so hard to be enough, to make her proud. I don't know why it was never enough. She's chasing something that doesn't exist, Clara said. Approval, image. You're real, Ethan. She doesn't know how to handle real. Her voice broke the dam completely. I cried harder, the kind of crying that feels like tearing open an old wound. She didn't interrupt. She just held my hand the whole time. When I could finally breathe again, she stood and grabbed a tissue box. Better out than in, she said. I laughed weakly. You always say that, because it's true. She smiled and patted my shoulder. You've been carrying too much for too long. Let it go for a while. I don't know how. Start small. Stay here tonight. Rest. You don't have to be the strong one here. I hesitated. Are you sure? I wouldn't offer if I didn't mean it. She pointed toward the couch in the living room. Blankets are already there. And tomorrow we'll have pancakes. My specialty. Pancakes sound good, I said, my voice still rough. She grinned. See? Healing already. I looked around the kitchen again. The cluttered shelves, the flickering candle, the faint scent of cinnamon. It didn't feel perfect. It felt real. Thank you, Aunt Clara, I said quietly, for seeing me. She placed her hand over her heart. Always, sweetheart. Always. When I lay down later, wrapped in one of her old quilts, I listened to the creak of the house and the hum of the heater. For the first time in a long time, my thoughts didn't feel like enemies. It felt like I'd escaped a war zone and stumbled into peace. Days slipped by like gray water. No calls, no messages, nothing. Mom didn't reach out. Neither did Dad. Evelyn posted photos of family dinners, smiling beside Mom like nothing had happened. Each caption was a knife. Family night. Grateful. I stared at one of the pictures for a long time before setting my phone down. The silence between us had grown so thick I could almost hear it hum. Noah texted once, "You okay?" I replied, "Yeah, just tired he didn't push." He knew what tired meant. By the fourth day, even anger felt pointless. I wasn't angry anymore, just empty. Then came a knock at the door. "Ethan?" Lila's voice, I hesitated before opening it. "Hey," she stepped in, holding a small paper bag. "I brought you food. Aunt Clara said you've barely eaten." "I'm fine," I said. "You don't look fine." She set the bag on the counter. "You've been avoiding everyone." "I'm not avoiding," I said. "I'm just done trying," she studied me. "With them?" "With everything," she sighed. "You can't keep shutting people out." "I'm not shutting people out," I said. "I'm just choosing silence over begging to be heard." "Ethan, that's not healthy." I laughed quietly. Neither was trying to earn love that was never there. She crossed her arms. "So that's it? You're just giving up?" "No," I said. "I'm moving on." "By isolating yourself?" "By finally breathing," she softened. "I know your mom hurt you, but you can't stay stuck here forever." "I'm not stuck," I said. "For the first time, I feel still." "That's different," she looked down. "I wish I knew how to help." "You can't," I said. "And that's okay." Her eyes glistened. "You don't mean that." "I do." Silence filled the space between us, heavy but calm. The sound of the old clock ticking was louder than either of us. Finally, she said, "I miss you." I swallowed. I miss who I was when things didn't hurt this much. She took a step closer. You can come back from this. Maybe, I said. But not yet, her voice cracked. So what happens to us? I hesitated. You deserve someone who isn't rebuilding himself from ashes. That's not fair. Neither was pretending everything was fine, I said softly. She wiped her eyes. I don't want to lose you. You're not losing me. You're just letting me find me, she shook her head. You sound like you're saying goodbye. Maybe I am, I whispered. She stared at me for a long time, searching for something I couldn't give. I just wanted to help. I know, I said. But healing isn't something you can hand someone. She nodded slowly. So this is really it? For now, I said. Maybe later when I'm not carrying this weight. Her lips trembled. I hate that you think you have to do it alone. I don't have to, I said. I just need to. Her tears came quietly. I thought love was supposed to fix things. Sometimes love just shows you what's broken, I said. She let out a shaky breath. You sound like someone I used to know. I'm still him, I said. Just finally honest. She looked at me one last time, then nodded. Okay. Lila, she stopped me with a small smile. Take care of yourself. When the door closed behind her, the sound echoed through the house. I stood there for a moment, waiting for regret to hit. It didn't, just silence. But it didn't feel like punishment anymore. It felt like space. I sat on the couch and opened my phone again. Another photo from Evelyn. Movie night with mom. Near family love. I didn't feel angry this time. I didn't feel anything. I locked the screen and set it face down. The world could keep spinning without me for a while. For the first time, that thought didn't hurt. I looked around Aunt Clara's quiet living room. The fading fire. The half-read book on the table, the mug I hadn't finished. Everything felt real, grounded, I whispered to myself. They can keep pretending. I'm done pretending too. The silence stayed. But this time it didn't crush me. It held me, and for the first time I chose to stay in it. The campus felt like another planet compared to home, loud, alive, anonymous. For once, anonymity didn't scare me. Professor Alden leaned against the edge of his desk after class. Ethan, you've got something, he said. You write like someone who's been quiet too long, I shrugged. Guess I have, he smiled. Then stop holding back. Pain becomes power when it finds words. That line stuck in my head all week. I spent nights in the campus cafe, typing until my fingers ached. The essay wasn't planned, it just poured out. I wrote about the kind of invisibility that comes from being seen, but not acknowledged. I wrote about the way smiles can lie, how silence can feel louder than shouting. When I finished, I stared at the screen. The title read, The Family That Cropped Me Out. I almost didn't post it. But then I remembered Noah's words. Stop letting them write your story. So I hit publish. 2 days later, the notifications started. Hundreds of comments, thousands of shares. People writing, this is my story too. One girl said, I thought I was crazy for feeling erased. Another wrote, you just described my childhood. For the first time, being invisible made me visible. Professor Alden called me to his office. You're trending, Mr. Cole, I laughed nervously. Didn't think anyone would actually read it. He leaned forward. They didn't just read it. They felt it. That's rare. I didn't know what to say. It's weird, I said. People I've never met understand me better than my own family. He nodded. That's the irony of truth. It finds its audience when it stops trying to please the wrong one. When I left his office, my phone buzzed non-stop. Messages, emails, interview requests. But one call stood out, Mom. I stared at the screen. My heart thudded, I answered. Hello? Ethan, she said sharply. What have you done? My stomach tightened. I wrote. I saw it. Everyone's seen it! Do you have any idea what you've caused? I caused honesty, I said. She exhaled harshly. You've embarrassed the family. People are messaging me, asking if it's true. Do you know how humiliating that is? Probably about as humiliating as being erased from your own life. Her tone rose. Don't you dare talk to me like that. After everything I've done for you, everything you've done to me, I interrupted. There was silence on the line. Do you think painting me as a monster will fix your problems? She said finally, I didn't paint anything, I said. I just described what happened. People are going to think I'm a terrible mother. I stared out the dorm window, watching the rain slide down the glass. Then maybe you should ask yourself why that sounds true. Ethan, this isn't fair, she snapped. You could have talked to me. I did. You didn't listen. I was busy. I know, I said quietly. You always were. Another long pause. I could hear her breathing, fast, shaky. You don't understand, she said finally. I was trying to give us a good image. For the family, I almost laughed. The image was the family. That's not true. It is, I said. Every post, every caption, every lie. You built a version of us that looked perfect as long as I stayed out of frame. Her voice dropped. You're being cruel. I'm being honest, I said. And honesty feels cruel when you've lived on filters. She didn't reply. The silence stretched until it hurt. Finally, she whispered, You've ruined me. No, Mom, I said softly. You ruined us. I just stopped pretending. I could feel tears pressing behind my eyes, but I didn't let them fall. Not this time, she spoke again, voice trembling. Evelyn's upset. She's getting messages, too. Do you know what you've done to her? She'll survive, I said. She still has you. And you don't? I hesitated. I did once. Her breath hitched. Ethan, please, just delete it. We can fix this together. There's nothing left to fix, I said. You're my son. And you're the woman who taught me how to disappear. That ended it. She started crying softly. For a moment, I almost broke. But I stayed quiet. Then I said the only thing that still needed saying, You erased me first, and I hung up. The phone buzzed again, but I turned it face down. I sat there for a while, staring at the rain. My reflection in the glass didn't look small anymore. It looked steady. Noah texted me. You did it, didn't you? Yeah, I typed back. And I didn't yell. Good, he replied. That's real power. I smiled. Later that night, Professor Alden emailed me. Your words are starting conversations that matter. Don't stop. I reread it twice. Maybe pain really did become power once you gave it a voice. Outside, the rain finally stopped. The campus lights shimmered across the wet pavement. For the first time in years, I didn't feel erased. I felt written. A year changes everything, but somehow Aunt Clara's house still smells like cinnamon and coffee. She opened the door before I could knock. Ethan, you're early! I missed your cooking, I said, stepping inside. Good excuse, she said, laughing. Sit down. I made that pie you love. Her kitchen looked the same. Warm light, old wallpaper, the faint hum of her favorite jazz station. I hadn't realized how much I missed it until now. She poured tea and sat across from me. How's college? You still writing? Yeah, I said. Still writing. Just less angry, she smiled knowingly. That's called healing. I didn't think I'd ever get here. You were always headed here, she said. You just had to stop walking in circles. I laughed quietly. You always make things sound simple. It is simple, she said. It's the feelings that make it messy. We ate pie and talked about small things. The weather, her neighbor's new dog, how her car still made that weird noise. Every now and then she'd glance at me with that proud little smile that didn't need words. After a while, she asked, Have you heard from your mother? I hesitated. No, not since that call. Clara nodded slowly. Sometimes silence is the only apology you get. Maybe, I said. But I think I stopped waiting for one. She reached over and patted my hand. That's good. Waiting keeps you stuck. I looked around her kitchen again. The faded curtains, the messy counter, the stack of recipe cards. Everything about it was imperfect, yet it felt whole. Can I take a picture? I asked suddenly. She laughed. Of me? Haven't you had enough of cameras? Not of you, I said. Of this. The kitchen, she tilted her head. Why? Because this, I said, lifting my phone, is what love looks like. No filters, she smiled softly. Then go ahead, photographer. I took the photo, the soft light on the counter, the chipped mug beside the pie, the warmth in the air that didn't need staging. It wasn't perfect, but it was real. Later, while she washed dishes, I posted it. This is what love looks like. No filters. Within minutes, notifications started to flood in. Likes, comments, hearts. Beautiful. This feels real. We need more of this online. I smiled, but only faintly. The numbers didn't matter anymore. Aunt Clara peeked over my shoulder. "You posted it?" "Yeah," I said. "But not for anyone else." "Just for me," she nodded. "That's the only reason worth sharing anything." When it got late, I packed my bag. I should go. Classes start early tomorrow. She walked me to the door. "You look lighter," she said. "Keep that feeling." "I will." "And Ethan?" "Yeah? You did the right thing, telling your truth." Even if it hurt, I smiled. "It doesn't hurt anymore," she kissed my forehead. "Then you're free." The drive back to campus was quiet. The night sky stretched wide above me, stars scattered like promises finally kept. I rolled down the window and let the cool air hit my face. When I got back to my apartment, my phone buzzed. A message. Mom. For a second, I just stared at the name. My chest tightened, but not like before. I opened it. It was a photo, the old Christmas tree from years ago. The same one I decorated alone. Same ornaments, same lights. Her message read, "I'm sorry I wasn't there. That was all." No explanation. No excuses. I sat down on my bed staring at the photo. For the first time, I didn't feel the need to reply. Instead, I whispered to the quiet room, "Neither was I." The words didn't sting. They settled. I put my phone face down on the nightstand and looked around. The small apartment wasn't much, just a desk, a lamp, a few books, but it was mine. Every choice here was mine. I got up, turned off the lights, and looked at the glow from the city outside my window. Somewhere out there, Mom was probably scrolling through comments again, maybe reading people's stories like she used to read her own. Maybe she'd seen my post tonight. Maybe she hadn't. It didn't matter, because for once, I didn't need her to see me. I saw me. I crawled into bed and thought about Aunt Clara's words. You can't make someone see you if they've chosen blindness. She was right, but you could still choose to open your own eyes. Outside, the wind rustled faintly, like pages turning. A new year waiting to be written, and this time I'd be in every picture.